Good evening, guys, and I hope you're enjoying your Friday. Today, I am going to be doing one of the teeny tiny itty bitty 2-inch by 1.5-inch paintings, and I'm going to do the sunset with the little palm trees. A very simple painting. I did it the other day, and someone asked me if I could do a show how I painted it. So here we go. I'm going to be using the cadmium red. Hold on a second, there we go. So you can see it. I'm also going to be using the cadmium yellow today. And the titanium white. This is actually the heavy body white. I use that instead of the thinner white. I just like the texture when I mix it with other colors. So I always use that one. Okay, and let me think, what else am I going to be using? Oh, of course, the Process Black by Dayla Rowney. Okay, and the paintbrushes I'm going to use for this will be the 1/2-inch wash brush and a size 0 paintbrush, round brush. Although I have you can see I've trimmed some of the bristles off to make it a little more pointy so I can do the fine details. And I will also be using this old size 0 brush, which I've trimmed all the bristles off. If you can see carefully, look carefully at it. Excuse me. You can see all the bristles are gone. So I use that for texture, for trees, grass. The texture I use at the bottom of the castles, that's what I use that for. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to grab my wash brush and get a little bit of that cadmium red. Now I'm working with acrylics, so these dry super fast. So I put a little bit of that red on, a little bit of the yellow, kind of blend it in there, a tad. Tiny bit of the white. And so on and so forth. Just keep blending. Now you already know I like to use 2 or 3 coats in my paintings because I think it makes the colors more vibrant. So, and like I said in my other video, when I had cataracts and I could hardly see and I would paint, I used to make my colors really thick so that it helped me to paint because I was blind as a bat. Anyway, that's a story for another time. Okay, so I'm going to grab some more of the red because I really want these colors to be vibrant. A little bit more of that yellow there and a teeny bit of the white. I just love these colors together. These are great for a sunset. Super bright and super vibrant. I really love them. Bit more of that yellow. Let's pop a little bit more down the bottom there. Let's see. That's a pretty good coat. I thought it was pretty good. Okay. So next I'm going to grab my old brush. Remember that was a size 0 that I trimmed off the bristles. See, there's very small bristles left. So I'm going to grab that and I'm going to dip it in my Process Black. Now this is where I create the texture. Okay. So I'm going to load it up and just keep dabbing. I call it stippling, but that's what I do, just dab. until you filled up the whole of the bottom. Or you can do it however you want to, really. I also paint the sides of my work. It looks nicer, even though it's very thin. This is Strathmore acrylic heavyweight paper. That's what I paint on, and I make these tiny canvases. I just trim them down to size. Right, so when you've done that, wait for that to dry a tad. Give it a second. And then we'll do our sun. If I can find another brush. Hold on a second. So this one again, look, that one's bristles is trimmed right down, even shorter than the other one. You see? And that's what I use to do my suns, moons, the smaller type. So I'm going to dip that in white and a little bit of the cadmium yellow. Now that's still a little wet there. I'm trying not to do that because I know I'll probably get the black on my finger and then ruin my painting. There we go. And then I'll just stipple the sun just like that. You see that? Just like that. Perfect. Now I might tidy, if you want to, you can tidy up the edges with the very thin size 0 brush, but you don't have to do that. It's not necessary, but sometimes I like to. So what I'll do is dip it in a little bit of the white and a little bit of the yellow, and very carefully just tidy up the edges. See? Hold on a second. There we go. And a little bit more around here. Let's just tidy it up just a tad. It hasn't got to be perfect. You see? Right, so now I'm going to use that same paintbrush, the thin one. Okay, and we are going to use a little bit of processed black, but what we're going to do is put a dab of water in that processed black. Let me show you what I'm doing. Hold on a second. See? Tiny bit, just so it will flow a little bit more, because what we're going to do is paint some palm trees and then the palm leaves. And in order to do that, we don't want the paint too thick. So let's load up our brush, not too much. And let's draw one of our palm trees. Let's do that right now. And that's going to be over here. You see how it flows? It's just a different consistency than the texture at the bottom, because you've got that water there. So let's make that paint, that palm tree. There we go. There it is. And then we're going to do another palm tree over this side, over the other side. Let's do another silhouetted palm tree. So there's the trunk, and we're going to do it tapered so it gets thinner towards the top. Okay. And then we will go into detail with the palm fronds. Is that what they're called? Fronds? I don't know. Let's call them leaves. Let's just call them leaves. Right. Again, I'm going to turn my painting upside down. Using that same processed black. And if you find it drying up a bit, just add a tiny bit more water. Now, even though this is miniature size, you can do this on a bigger sheet of paper or a canvas or whatever you like to paint on, wood, a pebble. You can still use this same principle. Right, so let's do one of the palm leaves. You don't want it too wet when you do the leaves. You almost want it a little bit dry so that it tapers off easier, you see? See that? So you just want to dab it in just a tiny little bit. There we go. And we're going to take it around the other side. Oops. Rinse the brush and get a little bit more of that processed black. I just love the black against this reddy orangey yellowy background. So pretty. Oops, almost put too much on. Don't want to do that. You can put as many on as you want to. You can even use a photo for reference if you want to. If you find it easier to draw your palm trees. I just kind of, now I'm used to painting them. I can paint them from my mindset. But I do get inspired by some of the beautiful sunsets in Florida. It's just so pretty here. And growing up in England, of course, we didn't have any palm trees. We never had palm trees, so I really appreciate them. I really do. Okay, that's one done. So let's do the other one. Let's do that. Okay. There we go. There's one. Oops, I put a little bit too much on. We don't want that. There we go. There we go. Oh, let's turn it upside down a little bit. It just makes it easier. I paint a lot of my paintings upside down. Weirdly enough. Okay. Let's put a couple more of these on here. I keep overloading the brush, which is no good, because you do want, I mean, it really depends. You want it to be able to flow, but you also want it a little bit dry when you do the tiny, tiny leaves. You see, there we go. I think we're going to do like maybe a couple more. Let's see how that goes. Uh-oh, now I've got it too dry. Can't win sometimes. Okay. Let's turn this around. And almost done. Oh, we need to do one more, I think. There we go. Oh, I feel like we need to do maybe, I don't know, let's see. That will do. That will do. That's kind of pretty. I like that. Well, there you go, guys. That is how you do the teeny tiny little silhouette palm trees. Now, if you want to, you could add the little birds in. You could do that. You can just do whatever takes your fancy. You could put a couple of little people right there. You know, you could even have had the sea. But I didn't do the sea today. I wanted to do a simple one. So anyway. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Until next time, I will be seeing you.